Both teams are at jump circle, ready to go. Interesting stuff with the national anthem. We'll tell you about that here when we get a stop in play. Altavista in the road orange unis, got the black trim, white A and white numbers. They've all got black shoes and black socks. Chatham in the home whites. Both teams are looking good tonight. Jump ball gets tipped away out of bounds, and it looks like it's going to go over to the Cavaliers. Cavaliers going left to right to start. They'll be scoring on this basket close to us. We are courtside here from Chatham. So when the ball gets on the other end, sometimes the angle gets a little bit tough. Here's Cordarius Farrell, hands it off to Roger Taylor, who loses the handle. Juan Thornhill going quickly down the other side, going to go for a layup, took a little bump. Shot won't go in, got his own rebound. Now he'll kick it out. And the Colonels will reset the offense here.
Jacob McClure starting for Josh Walker tonight, who is at home due to illness. I hope he's listening to us. Josh, get well soon, buddy.
Yep. We'll see how much Josh Walker is missed here in this one tonight. Probably more than a little bit. Hubbard, 3-ball, count it. He gets going early. He made 4 of them Friday night against William Campbell. Strokes the first one in here. Great-looking shot. Colonels lead 3-0. About 50 seconds gone by here in the first quarter. Taylor has it again. Left wing, he's calling for some help. Now he'll drive to the basket. Right hand, gets cut off. Gets it back on the give and go. Good play there. Witcher's going to fire a 3-ball. That's no good. Tipped around. Poindexter had the rebound for a moment and then lost it.
Hey, heads up tonight, too. I mean, we're on the floor, and these guys can go.
Yeah, both teams have got people that aren't afraid to get and dive after a loose ball, even if it's out of bounds. Inbound pass lobbed into Waller. He lost it for a second. Now they get it to Jonathan Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald was a freshman last year, and he played a lot of good minutes for Barry Mayo's club, starting here in this one tonight. John Waller, 6'4" forward, has it in the corner right in front of us, guarded very tightly by Demetrius Johnson.
I'm all right trying to figure out my escape route.
Well, it's always good to have one of those. Hubbard with some good defense knocks it away, and it'll go back to Chatham as Altavista's defense stifling so far. Cavaliers got one good look from three-point land, but that wouldn't go in. Other than that, it's the only shot they've taken here. 6:38 to go in the first quarter.
You know, we talk about how good Altavista is with that man-to-man defense, and, of course, that's no lie. But Chatham, with their helter-skelter pace on offense, can mess up the best of defenses, man-to-man or zone.
Absolutely. Witcher went in for a layup, wouldn't go. Taylor got the rebound. That wouldn't go. Demetrius Johnson comes down with it. Strong rebound. He uses his body to shield the Chatham players from the ball. Long three-point attempt on the way for the Colonels. McClure. It's Jacob McClure knocking it down. 6-0. Altavista leads. 2 minutes have gone by. Farrell going to the rack. Gets that one to go for the Colonels very quickly. Cordarius Farrell there scores it. He's number 54 for the Chatham Cavaliers. Thornhill kicks it out. McClure's going to try another one. This one's front iron, no good. Rebound still loose. Taylor grabs it and saves it back into a teammate. Nice play by him. 6-2. Altavista leads early. Farrell dribble drive, stops. Now he's going to kick it out to Taylor. Taylor will drive to the basket. Hard driving layup. He's cut off by Demetrius Johnson, but Demetrius couldn't hold on to the basketball. This will stay with the Chatham Cavaliers. 5:38 remains in the first quarter. Couple substitutes now. Altavista leading 6-2, Bob.
You know, every now and again you'll see maybe a guy on the floor who's got a pair of glasses or goggles. Darius checks in for Demetrius. Michi also checks in. But you've got 3 pairs of glasses on the floor tonight between the two, Kyle, Altavista and Chatham.
Yeah.
And a pair at the booth.
And do any of the officials have any? Maybe
No.
That's the next question we should ask.
Jason Page and Brian Wallace, 2020, and I'm not sure who this other good-looking gentleman is on the floor. We'll find out.
Jump shot by the Cavs, no good. Rebound still loose. Thornhill's mixing it up. 3 Chatham players get in there and converge on him. Thornhill probably didn't like that too much. It'll go as a jump ball, and the possession arrow will favor the Altavista Colonels. Michi Malbach's going to inbound, and they'll have to go to the length of the court to score.
Chatham checking in one of their new faces, too. And Philip Buzita is a freshman.
Yeah, and a good size one at that.
You know, varsity spots are scarce, so they don't throw freshmen on just to get the, waiver.
They're not just giving those away. Chatham breaks the pressure, scores it. 8-2. That was Richard Hubbard on the layup, broke the full court pressure that Chatham was trying to provide there on the out-of-bounds play. Witcher going to go up for a layup, no good. Rebound still loose. He tried to get his own rebound. That's Quadre Witcher. He's got a brother, Quadre.
Well, I will call
is the one on the
KJ
court. Yes.
for this evening, just to make my life easy. You know, one thing that impresses me about Chatham is, man, they're getting after it.
They really are.
I mean,
they're down 8-2, but it's not from lack of effort. Roderick Taylor's going to score the rebound, gets fouled, got it to go on sort of a weird angle, tough shot. Let's see who the foul's on.
McClure thought it was on, he picked up a charge, but they're going to call McClure for not getting the feet to the spot quick enough. It's 8-4, and Chatham at the straight.
McClure has done that a few times this year. He's picked up a few charges, and then he's also picked up a few fouls in sort of the same manner. So it's tough to get that charge calls. You got to do everything just about perfect. And Taylor made a nice shot to make the bucket. Free throw no good, but it looks like you got a lane violation. Let's see if it's on. It's on an Altavista player, it looks like. So, yeah, Roderick Taylor's going to get another chance to shoot for the Cavs.
Substitution enters for Chatham. Other games in the league tonight, Kyle Gretna is at William Campbell. And Dan River, you can't go any farther north than Nelson County.
That's the longest trip in the league, Dan River to Nelson, any way you slice it. Chatham comes into this one 3-3 overall. Colonels 2-0. Cavs are 0-2 in the district. Altavista, on the other hand, undefeated in the district at 2-0. Free throw goes in the second time around for Roderick Taylor, so I guess it's still a three-point play, Bob.
Yeah, 1-on-1. First one's pretty much doesn't even count in the stat.
That's right, 8-5. Altavista still leading. Couple three-pointers, and then a layup by Richard Hubbard. All the scoring that they've had. And they're going to reset things out here on offense. Looks like Chatham's in his own, 2-3. Michi Malback has it on the wing. Now he gets it down to McClure in the corner. McClure faking a couple shots. They swing it around to Richard Hubbard all the way on the other side in front of Chatham's bench. Hubbard elects not to shoot, and he just kicks it back out to Juan Thornhill, who will signal a play in, much like he would from his quarterback spot on the football field. Here comes Hubbard. Three-point attempt on the way. It's good. Count it. Richard Hubbard's got 2 so far tonight. We've seen Altavista with a lot of sharpshooters since we've been doing these games, Bob, and Richard Hubbard may be emerging as another one of those in that long line of great shooters for the Colonels.
Well, and you took the words right out of my head. I mean, do you feel like he's kind of the guy, because Kyle Andrews, Trey Travis, so on and so forth, where the guy Hubbard early on is getting that role, I think.
Getting it done. Fast break for the Colonels. Malback goes up, fouled, shot won't go in. Colonels got a steal there while Bob and I were talking, and then they went down the other way very quickly. And it looks like the foul is on number 12. That's Roderick Taylor.
Now, it doesn't take a brain surgeon to look at the Dogwood District records and figure out who's beaten who, because 4 teams have yet to win a game. 3 teams are 2-0.
Yeah.
So everybody that's lost has lost to the 2 teams that have won. And I believe, because I can figure out Altavista's, obviously, since we've been at both, Dan River and Appomattox have knocked off Chatham.
Yeah.
Those are 2 of the better teams in the league that Chatham has played so far.
Well, and as we've said already tonight, first free throw is no good from Malback. He does make the second one, makes it 12-5. We've said it. Cavaliers are trailing this one 12-5, but it's not by lack of effort. They're getting up and down the court, and they're playing stingy defense. Colonels have just knocked down 3 3-pointers, and that's basically why we've got the big lead so far, 12-5. Chatham basketball. Giggets will try a 3-pointer of his own. No good. Had a chance, and it'll just go out of bounds. Nobody could get their hands on it.
Cavaliers are playing so fast and so hard, Kyle. I just wonder, can they keep it up for 32?
Well, and that's a good point. Sometimes you got to go to your bench and rely on that, or you just got to count on being in great shape. Altavista, I don't think, has ever been in bad shape as a basketball team, Bob. That's one of the things that served them well over the years.
Well, and, you know, the weird thing, too, is to a degree you can rest on defense.
Well, to a degree, I guess.
I mean, you know, because, I mean, Chatham is just playing so fast offensively, but Altavista's slowing it down defensively to a degree, is giving the Cavs a chance for a breather.
Yep. 3:10 remaining, and you get a foul away from the ball here.
It's on the Cavs.
Yep. I think he said 32, which would be, Quay said 52. That's the freshman, Philip Bazita. And it's 12-5, Altavista. They lead. 3:10 remaining in the first quarter. First quarter, Bob, brought to you by Apple Markets. 3 great locations, Riverside, Main Street, and the Gateway Minute Market. There's always one close by. Colonels have it in the left-hand corner. Thornhill will get it to the middle of the court to Hubbard. Hubbard now to Eric Poindexter, who had a great game Friday. We'll talk more about him as this one goes along. Thornhill gets it to the middle. Now over to Poindexter, right-hand side. Poindexter, half-hearted dribble attempt inside, then pulls it back out. Just checking that Chatham defense, I think. Now Thornhill imploring some guys to do something a little different. No look inside to Darius Johnson. Great feed from Thornhill. Johnson going to get fouled in the act. Shot won't go in, but he'll go to the free throw line and shoot 2. Nifty little no-look from Juan Thornhill there, Bob. It looked like Juan was still talking to the rest of his teammates, and I think he caught Chatham off guard with that little feed there.
Taylor with number 2, third on the Cavs, as Darius Johnson will sink the first one as it rattles home. Darius was not really playing in terms of, hey, I want the ball right there in terms of calling for it. He was kind of just, being a body,
right,
so to speak. And Thornhill says, you're getting it whether you call for it or not.
Right. Second one up and good for Darius. Makes both. Makes it 14-5. Late substitute comes in for the Cavaliers. Altavista's got Malback, Hubbard, Poindexter, Thornhill, and Darius Johnson on the court right now. They lead 14-5. 2.5 minutes to play in this first quarter. Brought to you by Apple Markets of Altavista. Terrence McGee's checked into the game now for the Cavs. He has it top of the key. Has to get rid of it. Darius Farrell driving, gets it to Jiggets in the corner. 3 ball, in and out, no good, just missed. Thornhill's got the rebound. He wants to go the other way in a hurry. Gets it all the way down. Now will stop. Behind the back dribble. Nice pass to Poindexter. They got to Hubbard. Hubbard 3 ball. This one's no good. Thornhill going for the rebound. Couldn't get it. Ball gets knocked out of bounds off of he and Darius Johnson. So it'll go over to the Cavaliers. 2:09 to go, Bob.
The thing I liked about down here, I think it was Jiggets who shot that 3, Kyle. Far away from the basket, but Michi still puts a body on him just to know that he's there and to not let a sneaky rebound get through.
That's right. Even if it's not a great percentage, you get that rebound. Good policy to get the hands on. Traveling violation by Farrell. And the boxing out, Bob, it's kind of like wearing a seatbelt. Even if it's a short trip, it's usually a good idea anyway.
Right. Collisions often happen out close to home.
There you go.
The thing about it, too, is...
Community service reminder. For
right, absolutely. Buckle up. Mike Cardellaro, he doesn't just, come to the game and say, oh, okay, well, I don't need to, go back and watch the film or anything. And I guarantee you that play by Michi right there will be picked up because that's a little thing. And Mike Cardellaro, a stickler for details, that's what makes him one of the best in the area.
That's exactly right.
And the state, for that matter.
There you go. Very detail-oriented. Poindexter's got the ball in the middle of the court, playing a point guard spot. Directing traffic sort of like Thornhill was. Thornhill's running that baseline now against this zone defense, and he's got the basketball in his hands. Crossover dribble, skip it across court to Malback. Malback back to Poindexter. Malback's got his hands again. 3-pointer, no good. A little short. Nice rebound there by the Cavaliers. They've got it going the other way. 1:20 remains in the first quarter. They trail 14-5 to the Altavista Colonels. Darius Farrell driving to the basket, gets it to go.
And, when I
Two more points for him.
When I talk to the veteran coaches nowadays, they tell me that the younger guys, that's one of the things they have a trouble picking up is just that attention to the tiny, tiny detail just because they're new.
That's right. Malback, nice feed from Thornhill, gets it to go, rattles in. Caught a lot of the rim, then the backboard too. 2 points from Michi Malback. Altavista stretches a lead back out, 16-7, under a minute to go now in the first quarter.
I really like the Colonels this first quarter, Kyle. They've been predominantly clean.
Yep. Farrell, long 3 ball, gets it to go in. Sort of an NBA type of play, just kind of an isolation. Farrell fakes the drive, pulls up, shoots the 3. He's got the last 5 in a row for the Cavaliers.
Hand in the face, too. That was contested.
Very nice shot. Demetrius Johnson driving to the basket, took an extra step. Whistle comes out. It's a traveling violation. 26.7 to go in the first quarter. Altavista up 16-10, Bob.
Well, I would say Chatham would hold for 1, but I think they might hold until 21 on the clock because the Cavs, holding. I don't know that, Chatham and teams like Dan River, teams that push the pace so much, I don't know that holding for 1 is really in their time clock.
Yeah, and when you're used to playing quick, it's hard to throttle back, and it's almost better if you don't try and change anything. Malachi Manis going to try a long 2-pointer. Gets it to go. 13-3.
Especially when you're hitting like that.
That's right. 6 seconds now. Colonels have the basketball. Poindexter going to drive down to 3 seconds. He took an extra step. Whistle comes out there for the traveling violation. And the Cavs will take over with 3.1 seconds left.
Chatham getting some guys down deep.
2 seconds now. Farrell's going to try a long 3 ball. Count it. Wow. Gets it to go as the buzzer sounds. It was at least 35 feet, Bob Alvis. It was really just in front of half court, so it may have been more than that. Heck of a way to end the first quarter. Great first quarter action here from Chatham High School. Altavista, they're up by 1, 16-15. Second quarter on the way on 105.5 KD Country.
The game is brought to you by these members of the Altavista Sports Club.
Chef's Drive-In, serving hometown pride with 18 flavors of milkshakes.
Comfort Inn in Altavista, outdoor pool and free hot breakfast with your stay.
Steve's Florist, best quality at the best price for all occasions.
El Cerrito Mexican Restaurant, authentic Mexican food, open 7 days a week.
Aubrey Rosser, attorney at law, Main Street, Altavista.
Piece of Pie Restaurant, Lower Broad Street, Altavista. Give peace a chance.
China Walk Super Buffet, American and Chinese food with the newest item, crab.
Perkins Twin Tire and Auto Service, your Michelin tire store.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Colonels had a big lead for most of that quarter, Bob Alvis, but the Chatham Cavaliers, we know they can strike quick. They did it there really in the last minute of that quarter. Cut it down to a 1-point deficit. Altavista leading 16-15.
Yeah, things were going great till Big Mouth over here said the Colonels were pretty clean the first quarter, and it really wasn't their fault. I mean, you have the
couple traveling
violations, but I mean, give Chatham credit. I mean, they, Altavista can do what they want defensively, but I mean, when Farrell hits a shot like that, I mean, out that volleyball line, hat gets tipped.
That's exactly right. That's all you can do. Farrell hit a couple threes in that quarter. That one the longest, and possibly the longest he's ever made in his career, at least in a game anyway. Malback has the ball in the right-hand corner, now dribbles to the top of the key, gives it up momentarily and gets it right back. He and Poindexter playing a little give and go. Hubbard, long three ball from him is short. Rebound loose, he can't get it. Quadre-Witcher had it, then lost it. Stolen by Thornhill. Thornhill goes up for the dunk. Count it for two. Nice play there by Juan Thornhill to recover. Get the steal off the missed shot, and then dunk it home.
Calmest I've ever seen a Pennsylvania County gym after a dunk.
No kidding. Poindexter gets a steal. Altavista going the other way. Bounce pass to Thornhill. Thornhill lost it momentarily. Gets it to Demetrius Johnson, and Johnson gets it to go. Falls on the floor in the process. 2 more points for the Colonels. They go on a 4-0 run to start this, and that's more than enough for Coach Barry Mayo. He wants a timeout. We'll take it with him. 30-second break here on 105.5 KD Country.
Installing atrium vinyl replacement windows is like an investment in your home that can begin to pay dividends right away. You can save up to 30% or more on your home's heating and cooling costs. Add to your home's equity and add to its value by upgrading its looks and energy efficiency. Custom crafted atrium vinyl replacement windows. Invest in your home's future with English's.
English's is your complete home center.
Business 29 Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
20-15, Altavista stretching their lead out in here in the first minute of the second quarter. Colonels get 4 in a row to open up the quarter. 2 of them were a dunk from Juan Thornhill. 2 more from Demetrius Johnson. Thornhill's got another steal. He looks like he wants to dunk it again. Does so. 2 points and in. That one wasn't really a rim rocker, Bob, but it was a dunk nonetheless. And it was 2 more points for the Altavista Colonels.
That was almost more the drop shot right there by Juan Thornhill as he just kind of dropped it in.
Right,
yeah.
He got up over the rim, and then he didn't really slam it in. He just kind of let it go in. He grabbed the rim a little bit for effect, but it wasn't like the first one he had tonight.
All that momentum, though, that was swinging on the right-hand side of the goal is really just swung back so quickly in the left like a wind gust outside.
Yep, the old trampoline effect. And Altavista has the momentum right now. You can bet Chatham's going to take another swing here at some point. Farrell's going to drive to the basket. Fouled in the act of shooting. Running jump shot would not go in. So he'll go to the free throw line and shoot 2. Boy, Farrell did the bulk of the scoring in the first quarter for the Cavs.
Foul's going to go against Richard Hubbard. His first, second on the Colonels as they lead by 7 KH with 6:35 to go in this opening half.
Yeah, 22-15. First free throw on the way from Farrell. Count that one. Good shot there. Hey, Bob, Marty Stewart coming to the Academy of Fine Arts downtown Lynchburg, February 7th. 5-time Grammy winner, by the way. How many Grammys you got? How many Grammy nominations do you have?
Do you remember Jeffrey Leonard, baseball player? Same as his jersey number, double zero.
Gotcha.
Hey, big thanks to Randy Foster for helping us tonight. I mean, he could have been still on the floor.
Right.
Got us a table and chairs, and always feel accommodated when we go on the road. And that's what I love about this district.
Absolutely. It really is. I say Chatham's a home away from home. Really, all the district schools are because we get treated so well.
Non-district.
You're right. But, the district schools,
right.
we see them a little bit more regularly. Altavista trying to break the full court press. Darrell Wilkerson had a hand in that again from the technology side of things. We thank him for that. Altavista's going to finally get it in bounds. Chatham takes off the press. Just lets the Colonels walk it up the court. 22-17, Altavista leading. Chatham's in that zone again. Looks like it's more of a 1-3-1 now. Or maybe even a 1-2-2. Hard to tell from our angle. Altavista scoring on the left-hand side all the way away from us here. 6:06 to go in the second quarter. Demetrius Johnson, long pass to Poindexter. They swing it around to Malbeck. Malbeck inside to Darius Johnson. Darius lost the handle. He had a lot of room there, and that was one of those, kind of like in football when a guy's wide open, Bob, sometimes they drop it. Similar play there. Darius had a lot of room, just couldn't catch it.
And I didn't get to see a lot of Altavista football games, but the position of the Johnson brothers on the offense,
receivers.
I'll make a point in a minute.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Block here by Darius Johnson. Looks like they're going to call a foul on either him or Juan Thornhill. Juan hits the deck, helped up by Darius Johnson. Foul's actually on Michi Malbeck.
I'll make that
Didn't
point.
see that.
I'll make that point right now while we have a man at the line. I think Darius and Demetrius, if I'm going to make any criticism, it seems like they're having a tough time just catching the ball right now. And I think when you go from that football, which is very oddly shaped, to the basketball, which is very, normal shapes for when we think of the word ball, I think it's just going to take some adjustment to get used to catching that round ball as opposed to that pigskin.
Yeah, the geometry on a basketball is a little more regular, that's for sure. And the Johnson brothers did most of their damage on defense, too, so maybe they got to get the hands used to not just hitting quarterbacks but catching basketballs. There's a rebound right there from Demetrius Johnson. And don't get us wrong, the Johnson brothers have played great all year in basketball so far, first two games. Darius especially had a great game Friday against William Campbell. Colonels lead 22-18. Thornhill just holding the basketball. He'll direct traffic a little bit. Handoff to Dimitri Malbeck. Malbeck motioning Eric Poindexter over. Now he'll hand it off to him. Thornhill wants to look at a three-pointer. Now we'll go cross court. Dimitri Malbeck. Demetrius Johnson out on the perimeter. Swings it along. Darius Johnson's running the baseline down low against his zone defense. Colonels really taking their time.
And I think that's a good thing because you would think the fast teams can dictate tempo, but I don't think Altavista's let tempo be controlled by Chatham at all on a consistent basis.
Certainly. Poindexter, crossover dribble. Hands it off to Juan Thornhill. Great pass inside. Wow. You talk about threading a needle. Juan Thornhill was standing at the three-point line. He throws a bullet right underneath the basket to Darius Johnson. Nothing wrong with Darius's hands on that one. Great catch right there. Quajay Witcher in for a layup. No good. Got his own rebound. Put it back up. Got fouled in the act of shooting.
I think that's going to be on Malbeck on the way up.
It should be his second. Yep, had one last time down. That pass from Juan Thornhill, it was a semi-no look, but it was just a right-hand bullet. I mean, you better have good hands to catch that thing because if you don't, it's going to hurt your jaw.
Yeah, I was going to say you better keep your eyes open, too, because that's a case where if you're not expecting it from Juan Thornhill, you might be going to school tomorrow with an indentation on the head.
Yeah.
Because, Juan zips him in. A lot of great point guards in this Altavista, or a lot of good guards, really, in this Altavista system thing. And they've done the same thing in their time of, keep looking, because that ball might be coming to you. You just don't know when.
Yeah. Yeah, don't ever give up on the play. And a great finish by Darius, too, on that pass. First one was good by Quajay Witcher. Second free throw up, that one's good, too.
And, I don't think Altavista gets enough credit as a unit for being such great passers. Everybody talks about great shooters from the outside, but, these guys can pass and rock.
Oh, yeah. And they work well together. They've got the great chemistry. Malbeck going down. Jump shot, no good. Rebound still loose. Now it comes down to the Cavaliers. They lost it. Farrell gets it right back after losing it. He lost it again, though. Taken away by Darius Johnson. Johnson goes up. Hit hard by Farrell, and they're going to call an intentional foul. I don't know that Farrell was necessarily trying to hurt Darius Johnson or anything. I would think he was just trying to get his money's worth, trying to get the block shot. They called an intentional foul, and I think more so because he came up from behind the way he did Bob Alvis. I don't think there was any intent, to harm or any kind of malice or anything like that by Farrell. I think he was just frustrated about losing the basketball.
Well, it's not always called a malice foul, too.
That's true.
If the referee...
It wasn't it wasn't a technical foul. It was just an intentional foul.
And, if the referee... and let's be honest, every foul at the end of a game is an intentional foul, really, when you're trying to get back into it. Darius hits them both, but I was blocked off, but DeMichael Lee certainly had that call before I did because he jumped up. And if anybody knows about some physical play down low, DeMichael Lee, former Colonel, definitely knows that, helping out head coach of the B team, filled in for Coach Harris in the first JV game. JV 3-0, varsity looking to duplicate that record.
Altavista gets it in. They lead 26-20. They get the ball back after the intentional foul. Darius Johnson made both foul shots. Juan Thornhill going to swing it around. Coach Mayo coaching hard over there on his sideline. He's up on his feet all game. Three-pointer from Malback. Little long, rebounds loose. Both teams fighting for it. There's a scramble. Demetrius Johnson got it back, and he took an extra step right before he was going to go up for the two-point attempt. So it'll be a turnover. It's really been hard fought, tooth and nail all game, especially the rebounds, Bob. Both teams are getting after it on the glass tonight. You got to like that if you're a Hoops fan. 26-20.
Well, and you talk about Barry Mayo. I think Barry Mayo can just think about coaching in this game and start sweating. I mean, Coach Mayo, he ain't cheating you out there.
He's active. He's a lot like Coach Cruz was at Dan River. They move around and get some animations going on the sideline. Roderick Taylor for Chatham holds it on his hip. Now he gets it over to Waller. Waller driving to the basket. No good. Can't get it to go. Number 42, John Waller, 6'4", senior. Can't get the layup in, but he got hacked in the process by Darius Johnson.
Johnson just kind of got behind the play for a second, tried to catch up, and is going to get charged with the foul.
5 team fouls for Altavista, 4 for Chatham.
And called a lane violation right there on Chatham.
Yeah. Quadre Witcher was just standing on the three-point line. You got to be, if you're not on one of those spots right next to the lane, you've got to be out beyond the three-point line. So I think probably just wasn't thinking there, Witcher, just sort of absent-minded.
Unfortunately, I think that goes against the old free throw shooting.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Better.
So the first one doesn't count. He gets to shoot one.
Well, that was a lane violation too.
Yeah, another lane violation. That's odd. Yeah, that one was on the shooter. Chatham's, we've seen 3 lane violations now. 2 of them on Chatham, 1 of them on Altavista. We probably won't see another one all year. That's just kind of one of those funky
you might see 3 more in the half.
That's a good point, too. Johnson to Johnson. They skip it ahead. Three-pointer on the way from McClure. Count it. His second one of the night. We talked about Richard Hubbard emerging as a shooter. What about Jacob McClure? He's hit 2 long balls. Altavista leads 29-20.
Well, Jake the Snake there, not being sneaky at all, because hit the 3. 2 trifectas early, and Altavista gets it right back. 5-second call against Chatham.
And guess who it was playing the defense? Jacob McClure. Great man-to-man defense on his guy who had the basketball. Give the other 4 Colonels a lot of credit, though, too, because they were covering up those passing lanes. Juan Thornhill's got to find somebody inbound it, too. He just gives it to Richard Hubbard. Now Hubbard gives it right back. We're under 3 minutes to play in the second quarter. McClure thought about another 3. Thornhill thinking about one now, passes it back to McClure. McClure looking everywhere. He'll just get it back to Juan Thornhill.
I like the restraint not to fire that one when he could have.
He'll fire this one, though. Count it. Jacob McClure, another 3 ball. Got 3 of them tonight. He gives a little fist pump there, and with good reason. Barry Mayo wants another timeout for the Chatham Cavaliers. They trail 32-20 to the Altavista Colonels. 2:44 to play in this half on 105.5 KD Country.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1932, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg, Virginia.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
32-20, Altavista Colonels leading on the road here, Bob Alvis.
Jacob McClure has not got a long resume of playing time in his career. I mean, he's gotten some minutes in. But, same thing with Buzita, the freshman from Chatham. It's kind of hard to scout a guy when they don't have a big body of work. I mean, you can send whoever you want out to catch the game, but if you don't see a lot in one game, you don't have a good report.
Absolutely right. Steal by Thornhill. Gets it ahead to Johnson. Johnson's going to dunk it in. Bunch of dunks so far here tonight for the Colonels. Thornhill had 2. Johnson has 1. That one actually brings a little noise from the crowd here in Chatham. Jiggett's going to go the other way in a hurry. Waller throws it up. He's mugged down low. Looks like this foul is going to be on Demetrius Johnson.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, on the offensive end, how many times has Thornhill got a steal and started the fast break and either passed it up to finish it or finished it himself?
Well, I think both teams, Kyle, right now have to be careful. As funny as that might sound, Chatham's got to be careful this thing doesn't get out of hand on their end really quick, because the Cavs are struggling right now as John Waller misses that first free throw. But the Colonels can't get false confidence off this and think, that board says we're up 30.
Right.
When you're up 14. Goal is get it up to 30.
Right. Can't get complacent here if you're Altavista. I don't want to say they got complacent in the first quarter, but, they did run up a pretty sizable lead in the first quarter, and then all of a sudden we saw Chatham erase that and get back in it very quickly. So, the Cavaliers can score in a hurry. Second one was in by John Waller. Richard Hubbard barking out for some help here on the full court press. Colonels are going to break the pressure. Thornhill getting it up in a hurry. He'll go up himself. Just lost the handle. And it got knocked away, and they say it actually went off of Juan Thornhill. So turnover there. Good defense by the Cavaliers. 2:08 remaining. Altavista up 34-21. Ray Jiggett's lost it. Thornhill took it away from him. Thornhill, right-hand dribble, kind of turns sideways, shielding the defender from the basketball with his body. McClure has it now. He gets it back to Juan.
Thornhill might get credit for that steal, but Jiggett's kind of just lost control towards the end of it, giving Juan a gift.
Yeah. Cavaliers have made some mistakes here. Thornhill, nice move to get to the basket. Sidesteps the defender. Count the two-pointer. Stretching the lead out even more. 36-21.
And, one thing I like about Altavista from Gretna to William Campbell is I think they learned how to, really stick a knife on a team.
Manis for a three-pointer. Count that one. 36-24. There's one of those guys coming off the bench that you can't really account for or game plan for. Exactly what you were talking about earlier with McClure.
Maybe sticking the knife is the wrong term, but maybe keeping the foot on the accelerator a little bit more. I think they kind of took it off against Gretna.
Yep. Thornhill, great look inside, gets it to Demetrius Johnson. Johnson up for two and fouled. Shot goes in.
Well, Johnson's full throttle all the time.
All the time, yeah.
38-24. That motor of Demetrius and Darius is running a mile a minute. Foul is going to go against the Cavs. They're fifth. Altavista's got 6, so if Chatham can pick up another one in the last minute 14, they'll go to the line for 1-1.
Yeah, they'd be able to score without the clock moving, which we always talk about. They trail 38-24. Altavista on the line, trying to stretch the lead out. Demetrius Johnson looking for a three-point play after the made basket and the foul. Free throw no good. Thornhill's got the rebound. Great play from Juan Thornhill to get the offensive board.
Colonel's a little small out there with Thornhill, Poindexter, Hubbard, and Malbeck. Demetrius is your true big right now out there for the last 60 seconds.
Well, Thornhill can play like a big player. To borrow a boxing phrase, he punches above his weight because he can get down low on the low block, Bob, and rebound and grind it out with the best of them. We've already seen him dunk it twice tonight. Number 2, left-hand dribble, taking his time. Chatham's in his zone. They're not going to extend it out. So Altavista's just going to let the clock run down. They may even opt to hold for one here. 40 seconds and a half.
Colonels don't need to throw any haymakers right now, just straight jabs.
It almost looks like Chatham's going to a man-to-man. Jiggett's is now going to come out and pressure Thornhill a little bit. Crossover dribble. Thornhill gives it up to Hubbard. Hubbard, left-hand dribble. Now he crosses over. Not really moving towards the basket, though. Got to be careful about a 5-second count. He gets rid of it. Thornhill has it again. Coach Carlero looking for more movement. Thornhill going to drive, cut off at the free throw line. Gives it to Hubbard. Hubbard driving. Pulls up for 2. He's fouled. Goes in. Darius Johnson.
Demetrius touched it.
Yep, Demetrius Johnson did. You're right.
I didn't know. I mean, it bounced around a lot there. Foul's going to go against the Cavs.
Okay, so Hubbard was fouled in the act of shooting. And what happened was Hubbard's shot bounced around a little bit. Demetrius thought that it was going to miss. He was just going to go for the tip-in, and he ended up just barely touching it while it was still in the cylinder there. See that a lot in the NBA, some in college, and not much. Huh?
Yeah, barely is right, in my opinion. I mean, my contacts are not what they used to be, but, I mean, I didn't think it was absolutely flat flagrant.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you see it a lot in the NBA. You see it a little more in college. Don't see it much in high school.
Right.
But you do see it some. And Demetrius was just trying to time up the miss. He was already up above the rim.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of guys that can get up like Demetrius Johnson either on rebounds.
Hubbard makes 1 of 2. Altavista stretching the lead out. 39-34. Down to 10 seconds. Chatham has the basketball. McGee driving to the bucket. Lost it. Got it right back. Got it blocked. Cavaliers put up a tip. No good. Buzzer's about to sound. Michi Malbeck's got the basketball. 1 second. There is the buzzer. goes off. Malback couldn't get a shot up. He would have had to throw it the entire length of the court anyway. So we'll head to the locker room. Colonels lead 39-24. Subway halftime show is next on 105.5 KD Country.
Try a variety of daily lunch specials priced under $4 at El Cazador Restaurant. The people that brought the first Mexican food to the area 13 years ago and still going strong 7 days a week. Come by for Mexican or American food, all reasonably priced, with drink specials and great service too. Voted best Mexican restaurant by you, their customers, El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, Main Street in Altavista. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant thanks you for your loyalty and your business.
A short drive will save you money.
That's right. A short drive can save you hundreds, maybe thousands. The absolute best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Have a trade? When you make a deal, Feller Chevrolet will pay it off, no matter how much you owe. Slow credit? Don't worry. Drive away today in your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, if you didn't purchase your vehicle from Feller Chevrolet, you paid too much for it.
Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
Don't you think it's time that your business account made you money? I'm Marion Marshall with First National Bank, and we've introduced a small business interest checking account that earns your business interest. That's right, interest. So for a progressive small business checking account, come to First National Bank today. We'll show how your business account will earn interest, and we'll provide you with an extraordinary customer experience. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Not only are they good people down here, Bob and Chatham, they're fashionable too. Altavista's got the lead 39-24. Subway halftime show. Subway, eat fresh, Bob. $2 6-inch subs there. Where else
Can't beat that.
No, you can't. Well, I don't think you can go anywhere else and say, hey, I've got $2. Can I get a 6-inch sub? That's just not going to happen. And you're not going to get the great customer service.
No.
Either.
And, I was going to say, we've been, how many games have we done this year?
3.
Men and women's.
Huh?
Men and women's. We've
Oh, well, that's a good
5 or
point.
6.
Yeah, we did. I think we did 3 women's games.
If I had $1 for every time we've seen Brian Wallace officiating, I could buy 2 of those $2 subs.
That's right.
Because we've seen Brian a lot, and he does a great job along with all the officials in the COA.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could think of something quick, I would say I would come up with a funny acronym of what the COA stands for. It's Colonial Officials Association, but, care of awesomeness. Maybe. That was the corny, folks.
Yeah,
I
you probably
apologize.
should have stayed away from that.
I apologize for that one, but,
yeah.
good officiating in the
Absolutely.
COA. Good playing tonight. Broadcasting,
We're
but
probably,
the game on the floor is great, and the Colonels, okay, knock on wood this time. They've been fairly clean tonight,
Right.
with the exception of a spurt here and a spurt there, but they're answering a spurt with a, huge spurt.
Yeah.
Spurtability. Mike
Spurt.
Cardinale coined that word.
That's a word now. Spurt ability. That means you have the ability to make runs, and I think you're right. Both teams have done that tonight. Colonels have gotten the best of it so far. You mentioned the officials. They do a fantastic job. They do such a good job that they could work at Subway. There's a customer service over there at Subway. Doesn't get any better than that.
Could probably do this, too.
Our good friend, oh, well, anybody could do this better than us. Our old friend Brittany was there tonight. She said to tell you hi, but I told her that probably wouldn't be possible. Oh, wait, I just did. Subway halftime show, though. Subway, eat fresh. About 6.5 minutes to go in the halftime show here, Bob.
Locations, if you didn't mention it
Absolutely.
already. Subway on Main Street and formerly and in Walmart. I was going to say, if you go to Town and Country, keep going down Main Street and get downtown. New nice store. It's not new anymore, but, I mean, that's a nice store Robert's got there on Main Street.
Yeah. We need to go hang out there. Maybe we can go watch some basketball on TV and practice up. Lord knows we need it. Colonels looking pretty good so far in this one here, though. 39-24, they lead. We'll take another quick timeout on the Subway halftime show and come back with more on 105.5 KD Country.
Good news from Altavista area Apple Markets. Check out these new in-store specials. 99 cents for any coffee or cappuccino. Trade winds and sweet leaf teas, 2 for $1.50. And a 24-pack of Coke, only $5.99. Or grab the 4-piece chicken tenders, fries, and garlic toast for just $4.99 at Riverside or Main Street Apple Market locations. At Gateway, get half a pizza and a medium drink, only $5.99. Visit the Apple Market convenience stores soon for these great deals.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch & Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1932, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg, Virginia.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
39-24, halftime lead here for the Altavista Colonels. Subway halftime show. Subway, eat fresh. Bob's still compiling some stats. I'll tell you again, Bob, that five-time Grammy winner, not nominee, five-time winner, Marty Stewart, is coming to Lynchburg February 7th. Listen to KD Country for all the details. We'll be giving away some tickets. You're probably not eligible for those. You're an employee of the station, blah, blah, blah. You know, the fine
I thought I was
print.
an independent contractor.
You'd like to think that, wouldn't you? Actually, we own you.
Yeah, I figured I might be eligible, but that's, I guess I'll just have to bomb the old-fashioned way.
Maybe you can get one of your proxies to call in and try and win the tickets for you. Altavista, they've been very good in person here tonight in this one, 39-24. Next game is Friday at home. Randolph Henry Statesman come to town in a non-district affair. Bob and I will be there. Subway pregame show around 6:45. Tip-off to follow from the friendly confines of the Altavista Colonel Gymnasium. They haven't named it after Bob Alvis yet.
No, they won't either. That's probably a good idea. Hey, good news.
Yes, sir.
It looks like I'm going to be back on the mic in terms of the play-by-play. Not that you haven't been doing a fine job.
I've been struggling along.
It looks like I'll be back on the Christmas tournament.
Yeah,
so,
you know, we haven't even been able to make fun of your health issues and you coughing tonight, so that must mean you're getting somewhat better.
And I'm hitting the mute button, too. So
Is that what we just got smarter. Right. We didn't get healthier, we got smarter. Bob's been battling a little bit of a cough all year, but he's going to fight through. He's going to win the 12-rounder, and he'll be back for the play-by-play. That Christmas tournament's going to be good stuff this year, Bob.
LCA,
some really good
Amelia,
teams coming to town.
Nottoway coming in. Colonels will play Amelia and Nottoway. I think Amelia's the first night, Nottoway the second. Don't quote me on that. Hey, and if anybody wants to get those LCA games on the radio, because we, I love working. I'm a weird guy in that way, but call Dave Hoehne, call Kyle Hoehne, call anybody, 369-1055, and somebody will get you hooked up. Reasonable rates is what I love about KD Country. Kyle, I do have the stats right now, sponsored by Subway halftime show. Stats unofficial as always. Start with the Colonels. A couple guys with 9, and they're not always the usual suspects. Richard Hubbard and Jacob McClure each have 9. Darius Johnson's thrown in 8. Juan Thornhill, a quiet 6, or maybe a loud 6 because they've been off a couple dunks. Demetrius Johnson has 4. Michi Malbeck with 3. Chatham being led by Kadarius Farrell. He's got 12 for the Cavs. 5 from Jones, 3 from Taylor and Witcher, and John Waller. 1 free throw.
Yeah, pretty balanced scoring all the way around for both ball clubs. I think we've seen that so far in the Colonel games. Obviously, we haven't seen any Chatham games this year. But, the Altavista Colonels, really so many ways they can beat you as far as offense goes, Bob. They got a lot of different weapons.
A little banged up. Dylan Allen, who is going to be out for a while. He's got something with the leg. I want to say knee, but I'm not sure that's 100% right. So we'll just go with leg. And Josh Walker under the weather tonight as well. And I felt good when I went to the doctor in terms of I'm not the only one.
Right.
Said. I mean, a lot of people have this big, terrible, aggravating, annoying cough right now. And believe me, I know I'm annoying other people with it. I mean, it's almost like I feel like saying sorry.
It's not personal.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. Believe me, folks, I'm not trying to do it. It's not for attention that I've got a terrible cough, but I'm on the road to recovery. The modern world of medicine is doing great wonders these days, and the Colonels are doing some wondrous things here in the first half. 39 big points, 24 for Chatham.
And it hadn't come easy, Bob. I mean, you look at that score and it says 39-24, and you think, oh, it's a blowout. It's really not. I mean, it's been a close ball game. Colonels have gotten the best of the swings here.
Defensively, they only gave up 9 points that quarter.
That's impressive.
And I think that goes a little unnoticed. But Colonels scored 20. That was a 23-9 quarter. JV game was 23-9 for a while until Chatham roared back. Let's hope that that doesn't happen to the Colonels here. But the JV game won by Troy Harris and the Altavista Colonels. I believe it was about a 6 to 8 point victory for Altavista.
Altavista sort of pulled away there at the end when Chatham had the foul, but that was a good ball game because Chatham made it interesting in a hurry. JV team had the ability to score quickly. Varsity team is the same way here in this one. See what adjustments Coach Mayo and his guys made at halftime. Chatham starts the basketball in the second half. Jiggets has it, directing some traffic at the top of the key. Chatham scoring on the left-hand basket from our perspective this time.
Ray Jiggets very quiet in the first half.
Yeah, and we saw him last year on the varsity team do some damage. Long 3 ball on the way from him. Off the side of the iron, no good. Thornhill's got a long rebound. Captured in his possession, and here comes Altavista quickly the other way. Thornhill running the fast break. Goes up, gets fouled. Shot won't go in. Thornhill gets it down in a big hurry. I mean, when Juan drops that thing into 4th or 5th gear, he just absolutely covers some territory, Bob. Same way on the football field. You know that.
Same way that our third quarter sponsor covers some territory.
Absolutely. Apple Markets, 3 great locations. No matter how much territory you cover in Altavista, they're always there. Gateway, Main Street, Riverside Minute Markets. Weekly specials all the time. You can hear Nick talk about them during the game. First free throw is no good by Juan Thornhill.
How long have we been working together now? Too long.
Too
I
long,
know
yes.
The answer, but it was about 6 years?
I think it's a lot more than that.
Really? I mean, it's taken us this long to get the chemistry down.
Is it down?
I mean, I think it's getting down. I mean, 10 years now about maybe.
Free throw no good by Thornhill, rebounded by Waller. Here comes Kadarius Farrell on the other side. Did a lot of damage for Chatham in the first half. Offensive foul. Juan Thornhill standing his ground, taking the charge. Great job defensively by him.
How about the Colonels' chemistry? I mean, for early on in the season, they haven't so long of a football season. I think right now they're playing together better than I would expect.
Yeah, I would agree. Probably getting close to mid-season form here. Not that they've peaked already. Offensive foul on Jacob McClure. A little bit liberal use with the elbow. And again, another one of those situations. I don't think it was intentional. I don't think it was meant to harm anybody. He was just trying to get some space, moved his arm through, and caught Farrell on the chin. Farrell hops up. He's okay.
Farrell got up a little late. Barry Mayo on the court. Barry Mayo, heck of a player in his day. Unofficially now, this has been told to me, he was the first MVP of that Register and B shootout, which will take place again this year. All the Pennsylvania County schools, GW, in it, along with others.
A bunch of others. Reedsville's in it there, I think. Always a good tournament. Yeah, I think they are in it. It's I don't know what we're doing now. Coach Carlero doesn't either. They're going to call this was an intentional foul, Bob. They're going to send Chatham to the free throw line. They're going to shoot 2. It's not going to be Farrell, though. Farrell's going to run back to the locker room. Maybe some blood or something on the jersey. So
do you have a sub as a shooter? I can't.
Yeah, you can get a sub, and in this case, it's number 32, Quadre Witcher. First one's on the way. He's taking a lot of time. It seemed like he took less time the other time he was shooting free throws. First one no good, front of the iron. 7:08 remains. Sort of a weird sequence there. I didn't see the intentional foul call.
I didn't see the foul, but I had my head down. I'm not disputing the foul, but I didn't see what caused that.
Second one on the way from Witcher is good.
But the official that called it went over and talked to the other official who was on that side. So
and
I don't know.
A couple officials are talking about with Coach Carlero as we speak.
And it's funny because I've never really seen an offensive foul in that situation get called as an intentional.
Yeah. Like I said, McClure just barely clipped Farrell with his elbow. McClure had the basketball.
Kicker is Chatham gets the ball back, too.
Chatham does get the basketball
down 14
back.
with
chance to cut into that lead. Yep. Jiggets has it, guarded by Richard Hubbard. Double team momentarily by the Colonels. And Altavista's got the steal. Chatham's thrown it away. Now a whistle's going to blow. The officials are going to discuss things again.
I think I don't know if there were 2 whistles or what.
Don't know what the discussion is now. Jason Page headed to the scorer's table. Bob's going to put an ear out, see if he can hear. I think there's a discussion about how many fouls one of the players has. They're talking about it. Maybe they had to decide who the foul was on. Foul should have been on Jacob McClure before, but we've played basketball since then. Chatham lost the ball.
Home book should have really as the book of record.
Right.
No matter how you slice or dice it, whatever the home book has should be the record we go by. Ryan Mitchell, of course, the scorekeeper for Altavista, and, how can you not trust Soup? I mean,
better than Soup.
I trust him babysitting my children. That's how much I think of him.
He charges too much for you to do that.
He does.
So
That's why he can't do it.
Altavista with the basketball. 6:44 to go. They lead 39-25. Poindexter getting it back and forth with Juan Thornhill. Juan Thornhill, right-hand dribble, head of the baseline, kicks it out to Johnson for a long two. No good. Thornhill rebounds, no good. Hubbard got the rebound. His putback was no good. Waller gets it back. He will get fouled by Richard Hubbard. Hubbard with one of those frustration fouls, trying to get the basketball back on the missed shot. Bob.
Yeah, Colonel's getting a little sloppy right now, and I think really it's kind of they've been taken out of the rhythm of play just with all the whistles and the conferences and the stoppages we've had lately. But, early season, hey, you got to like these things of different tests of how can we refocus.
Yeah, got to face some adversity to get better, and you're going to get a foul away from the basketball here. Illegal screen on somebody from Chatham. Let's see who.
24.
It's on Quadjay Witcher on the illegal screen. So the Colonels will take possession of the basketball again. 6:17 to go. 39-25. Colonels really haven't scored in a while. McClure's going to try and change that. Three-pointer. No
wide
good.
Open.
Thornhill got the rebound, put it right back up, got fouled, and it's in. Great job by Juan Thornhill battling on the glass. He gets fouled in the process, Bob.
Sorry, Kyle. I'm not trying to interrupt. I'm going to do something that's bad form here and ask you a rule in the air. That rope that's hanging down, if it hits that, is that out of bounds or is that not out?
Yeah, the support wire for the basket.
I thought McClure's shot might have actually kind of raised it because it's shaken.
Yeah, more and more I think about it, they may have changed that later on. We got to talk about that. Pass goes out of bounds here. Turnover for the Cavaliers. Unforced error right there. And now the Cavs might be in a little bit of trouble here as this game's starting to slip away from them. Colonels could theoretically make it a 20-point lead with a three-pointer. They lead 42-25.
When they got the guys that can hit one out there, too, Richard Hubbard.
Hubbard's got two tonight. McClure's got two tonight. Thornhill and Poindexter can shoot. Poindexter's going to drive to the basket. Fouled. Shot rattled around but would not go in the hole. So Eric Poindexter will head to the free throw line. Demetrius Johnson, the fifth guy on the court right now that I didn't mention for Altavista. 5:46 to go in the third quarter. Brought to you by Apple Markets of Altavista. 42-25. Colonels leading. Second foul on Quadjay Witcher. Cavaliers now have 5 team fouls. Altavista with 2 this half. Terrence McGee checking in the game for the Cavs. First one was good from Eric.
Hubbard has 4 threes this year in the first and third quarters early in the season. So kind of seems like the odd quarters are Richard's quarters to strike gold in.
Maybe when he goes in the locker room, he gets pumped up, Maybe he's one of those guys.
Did hit a 3 in the fourth quarter against Gretna, too.
Yeah, I wouldn't just leave him open in the second and fourth quarters. Three-pointer on the way from Chatham. No good. Loose ball now. Cavaliers have got it back. Extra chance for them. Good job by Witcher on the rebound. Here comes Jiggets. Jiggets crossover dribble. He'll bring it right back out. Thought about driving to the basket, thinking about it again. Now he'll pass it to Quadjay Witcher.
And
hit there for a second. Go ahead.
Richard's still earning his stripes as a varsity player in terms of floor time.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a part of the varsity team last year. Saw a lot of minutes. But this year he's starting and playing a lot more. Foul here is on Jacob McClure. His second. Third on Altavista as a team. Michi Malback and Darius Johnson come in the game. McClure and Demetrius check out.
And McClure has really played hard tonight and really played good.
Yep.
Quietly is really helping the Colonels big time.
Cavs have got it back in bounds. Jiggets has it in the corner, surveying the defense, throws it to the free throw line to McGee. McGee, spin move, got it taken away. Good defense from Altavista to strip McGee of the ball. Eric Poindexter bounced past the Malback. Malback up and under, gave it back to Poindexter. That one won't go in. Ball's loose. Looked like it went off the Colonels, but officials say otherwise. Well, it did go off Chatham because the official did.
No,
I thought it looked like Eric knocked it
Well,
out.
I liked what Michi did. Michi gets the strip. Poindexter rewards him. Michi was in a bad spot. Got it back to EP. Eric almost got his own rebound, which is, to me, the most remarkable thing.
Yep.
That Poindexter has been rebounding like he has for his size on the block.
Yeah, 10 of them Friday night. And Eric is not probably the guy, if you just looked at the roster, that would pick up the most boards. Malback tried to get it to Poindexter. Hubbard picked up the loose ball.
So, I mean, these guys from Chatham, I mean, they're not the size of the people that tied down Gulliver. I mean,
Right.
there's some big guys.
Right. And they know how to box out, too. We've seen some great battles on the glass here tonight. Pull-up jump shot from Michi Malback.
They know how to get up.
Yeah, and they got up right there. Waller takes the rebound away from Darius Johnson. Farrell, he's back in the game after taking the elbow. Jump shot, puts it up. Going to call an offensive foul on Kadarius Farrell. Said he used his elbow a little too much. That should be Farrell's third.
Yeah, I was going to say it's at least 3. Almost midway through quarter 3, Kyle. And Altavista still leads by 18. Only a free throw for Chatham here. They have not recorded a field goal in this half.
Yeah, and that's not good news for Barry Mayo and his squad. They need some consistent scoring if they want to be able to get back in this ball game.
Well, Jones hit that 3 in the second quarter, and it seemed like it was forever ago.
It's been a while. 4 minutes to go in this third quarter.
I mean, you know, not that the Colonels are burning down the nets either in this quarter. They only have 3.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's been a real slow-paced quarter.
It has. A lot of defense. Both teams have made some mistakes. It is still early in the year. December basketball. Poindexter driving. Layup. Gets it to go. Contested layup right there from Eric Poindexter. Nice shot. 45-25. It's a 20-point deficit now for Chatham. And Altavista really threatening to turn this into a blowout if it's not already. 3:38 to go in the third quarter. Terrence McGee, right-hand dribble, looking at the basket. Now dribbles behind his back. Gets it over to Jonathan Fitzgerald back in the game. Haven't seen him in a while. Now they got it to Ray Jiggets. Jiggets looking for some movement from the teammates. 3:17 to go in the ball game. There's a screen. Jiggets will use it. Didn't get a lot of room. Passes it to Witcher. Witcher's 3 is no good. Loose ball. McGee's got it. Great play by him to finally get a field goal for the Cavaliers. Terrence McGee on the rebound and the stick back. 45-27 now.
I think if you're Barry Mayo, you would like to get this thing down at 12 by the end of quarter 3.
Got 2 minutes and 52 seconds to do it. Darius Johnson playing a point guard. Standing about 35 feet away from the basket, just dribbling it, keeping it to himself. Nobody's coming out and putting any pressure on him. Waller is playing defense. That's at the three-point line, and there's a good 20 feet between him and Johnson. Great look inside. Thornhill gets the bucket, and he's fouled. Wow, now that's a role reversal, Bob. Darius Johnson dribbling out on the perimeter, finds Juan Thornhill underneath the basket with the great lob pass that he just sort of feathers in there. Normally it would be the other way around. Great finish from Juan, who came down a little hard on the gluteus there.
Barry Mayo's tribute to the NHL right there, a shift. 5 new guys enter for Chatham. And, you talk about Thornhill, a lot of, Stockton to Malone.
Yeah.
Well, that was Malone to
That
Stockton.
was Malone to Stockton, right.
And, I'll bet you didn't see that a lot in the NBA. Chase Short, I think, gets the entry for the Colonels.
Yep. Checks into the game for his first action. Man, great lob pass here from Darius. And then a great finish from Juan Thornhill. Juan makes the free throw for the three-point play, and it makes it a 21-point lead for the Colonels. Well, it just goes to show how dangerous Altavista is. Three-pointer from Farrell, no good, rebounded by Juan Thornhill. Thornhill will go left sideline in a hurry, now gets it up to Malback. Malback, pump fake, puts it up, scoop, up and under layup won't go in, so that'll go out of bounds. Chatham will take over. It's a really good idea on paper. Michi just couldn't get the ball in the basket. Farrell coming down in a hurry, puts it up, lobs it up ahead, and gets it to go in. The running lob shot right there from Kadarius Farrell. No, not talking about tennis, talking about basketball. Farrell's got a bunch of points tonight for Chatham. They trail 48-29. Hubbard with the basketball now for Altavista. He's joined by Darius Johnson, Juan Thornhill, Michi Malback, and Chase Short. Thornhill passes it over to Darius Johnson. Darius drives, gets it to Malback. Three-pointer on the way. Count it for Michi Malback. Three-pointer is good. 51-29. Altavista really spreading it out now. Here comes Farrell. Bounce pass. Gets it to Jones. Jones three ball. No good. Rebound to Michi Malback. Malback will push it up the right sideline in a hurry. Right here in front of us, he stops and kicks it back out to Juan Thornhill. Juan just puts it on his hip, tells everybody to settle down and slow down.
I love how the sophomore does that so calmly, like he's done it for, 20 years.
Absolutely.
Just putting it on his hip and learning how to dictate the tempo.
He is really a heady player. It's more than just his athleticism. He does it all. Thornhill driving layup won't go in, but it's rebounded by Darius Johnson. Put back in the hole for 2 more points for Darius and the Altavista Colonels. Under a minute to go in the third quarter now. Cavaliers trying to score quickly. Jones puts it up, gets it to go. 2 more points there for Chatham. They get down in a hurry. Really probably catching the Altavista defense napping just a little bit. And Colonels have the basketball again. 42 seconds to play in the quarter. Here comes Thornhill. Thought about driving to the basket, then pulled it out at the foul line.
These two have had some wild ones over the years, Kyle.
Yeah.
I was just thinking back today about when Mr. Excitement, Rondell Dews, hit that 3 to send that game into overtime years back at Chatham. Chatham had a good team then, too. Trevor Calloway, Duke Word.
They had a great team. Darius Johnson gets it out to Michi Malback. Darius is just a sophomore, too.
Back-to-back Final Four appearances, I think, for the Cavs in those days.
At least one of them. We were
that's right.
seeing them in regionals all the time there for a while. Down to 10 seconds now. Thornhill's got to think about making a move. He gets over to Malback. Malback, 3-pointer with 4 seconds. No good. Ball's still loose. Chatham has it. Farrell's just going to cover up. Then he actually did throw it towards the basket there at the end. Never got close, though, on the full court attempt there to beat the buzzer. 53-31. Altavista leads this one heading into the fourth quarter. Stay tuned on 105.5 KD Country.
Try a variety of daily lunch specials priced under $4 at El Cazador Restaurant. The people that brought the first Mexican food to the area 13 years ago and still going strong 7 days a week. Come by for Mexican or American food, all reasonably priced with drink specials and great service too. Voted best Mexican restaurant by you, their customers, El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, Main Street in Altavista. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant thanks you for your loyalty and your business. You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
50 years of outstanding high school sports coverage on 105.5. Couldn't do it without Mr. Nick Bailey back at the station, Bob. Couldn't do it. Well, we could probably do it without you. But you make...
You're going to be
make it a lot better, and it helps when you turn the microphone on, too.
The coughing, it's messing with my head.
You can't win many awards with the microphone off. That was the first chapter in the book.
I might be able to, but anyway, what I was going to say is, we talk about those 50 years. We keep talking. We need to do a podcast about those 50 years.
Or a series of podcasts.
And, that Altavista Chatham game, which was at Altavista many moons ago, that might make the list of memorable moments.
Oh, absolutely. I think we can find the tapes from that one and get that one on the podcast.
You let me know when you want. I listen to it, once a week just to make myself feel good.
Just to get your Monday morning started on the right foot. Thornhill double teamed in front of the backcourt line there. They get it to Short. Then Short tried to go to Johnson. He lost it. Malback stole it right back. Johnson gets a rebound, but he's going to go over the back and call a foul. Wild exchange there. Thornhill was double teamed. He had to get rid of it. Ball movement was quick for Altavista, but it was not necessarily calculated, as they threw it away and then got it right back. Ends up being a foul on Johnson.
And that's one of those weird calls where Darius went over the back but really never ever made contact, I don't know, with anybody for sure.
You're right about that. He didn't make much contact there. It was maybe just the appearance of a foul. Farrell will get it to Roderick Taylor. Really, it's been Jones, Farrell, and Taylor that have done the scoring for Chatham. Farrell lost it momentarily, gets it to Jiggets. Jiggets, lob pass inside to Waller. Great pass and the finish. Got it to go. Nice play right there from the Cavaliers. Wasn't much the Altavista defense could do there.
As good as that first quarter was for Chatham, where they were only down 16-15, Altavista's outscored Chatham 32-16 the rest of the way.
Wow.
Hard to win games when you're getting outscored 2-1.
Ball back driving. He tried the bounce pass. Looked like it bounced off a Cavalier's foot. They didn't call the kick ball. Stay with Altavista anyway as it rolls out of bounds. And the Colonels will inbounds right in front of their own bench. Richard Hubbard to do the duty.
Yeah, I was going to say Hubbard being joined by Malback, Eric Poindexter, Juan Thornhill, and Demetrius Johnson will check in for his brother Darius. And those Johnson brothers are just so long. I mean, those wingspans are covering a lot of ground.
Yeah, pretty doggone impressive athletically are the Johnson brothers. They're quick and they're tall. We've seen the physicality on the football field and the basketball court.
And they're tall, but when they jump, I mean, good gracious.
Yeah, really jump out of the gym when they want to. Malbec cycles it around to Thornhill. Thornhill thought about looking inside. Thornhill is always scanning the court, Bob, even when he's dribbling. That's one of the reasons why he's so good. And he finds Richard Hubbard. Hubbard, three-pointer, in and out, no good. Hubbard going after his own rebound, but he just didn't get there in time. Farrell pulled it down for Chatham. Farrell going about 90 miles an hour, gives it off to Taylor. Taylor to Jiggets. Jiggets, three ball on the way. Count that one. Got a funny little bounce off the back iron, but it went in for 3 points. 53-36. And now Barry Mayo is going to take a timeout. 6.5 minutes to play in this one. 53-36. Altavista leads on 105.5 KD Country.
The game is brought to you by these members of the Altavista Sports Club.
Chef's Drive-In, serving hometown pride with 18 flavors of milkshakes.
Comfort Inn in Altavista, outdoor pool, and free hot breakfast with your stay.
Steve's Florist, best quality at the best price for all occasions.
El Cerrito Mexican Restaurant, authentic Mexican food, open 7 days a week.
Aubrey Rosser, attorney at law, Main Street, Altavista.
Peace of Pie Restaurant, Lower Broad Street, Altavista. Give peace a chance.
China Walk Super Buffet, American and Chinese food with the newest item, crab.
Perkins Twin Tire and Auto Service, your Michelin tire store.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Back here from Chatham High School, Bob Alvis, Kyle Hoehne, and a good-sized crowd here tonight for a Tuesday.
Yeah, you know, we talk about it when we go to Gretna and Chatham and Dan River. All the gyms are pretty much identical. They're about the same size anyway. It doesn't take a lot to fill these places up. They get noisy. And it can be pretty intimidating to come down here and play. Altavista's done a good job so far here tonight, 53-36.
Colonels still have that Yankees or Lakers feel where a lot of people want to come out and see them.
Yeah.
Want to see them get beat.
Sort of the bullseye,
I mean, yeah.
Malbec has it in the corner. And he'll just swing it along to Poindexter. Out near half court. Poindexter driving right-hand dribble. He's fouled by Farrell. I think that's 4 on Kadarius Farrell. And you know Farrell's done the bulk of the scoring for Chatham. He's also pulled down a bunch of rebounds. So not going to be good news if Barry Mayo has to take him out or lose him due to a 5th foul. Well, 6:07 remains.
Colonel shooting the rest of the night.
Yep. 18 fouls for Chatham. Bob, you want to try some play-by-play? Get you back in the flow?
Not
couple
really.
minutes worth.
Do you want me to? I mean, is this?
Do you want me to?
No, go. I mean, you know, you're doing fine.
That's an inside joke.
Tug of war between Thornhill and John Waller.
Yep. Waller's a good-sized guy himself. You know, he's really built like the Johnson brothers.
You know, I got to talk to Brian Wallace at some point because he's got the shaved head. I'm trying to get it down pat. But, I mean, you know, got to learn some secrets of the trade now.
Absolutely. Farrell drive and then a kick out to Taylor. Taylor using the baseline. He'll drive, throws up a shot, gets it to go in, and he's fouled. Nice athleticism there from Roger Taylor.
Chatham has scored every point this quarter. Altavista has yet to get on the board. And the Cavs have scored 7.
Yeah, the runs and the swings and the momentum. It's a weird thing, and it's, you know, hard to describe if you're not there in person. But Chatham does seem to have some momentum back on their side here in this one. Free throw up from Taylor is good. They cut into that lead some more, 53-39. Don't count the Cavaliers out just yet.
Colonels have taken their foot off the gas for a second, and the Cavaliers have cranked it up.
And I think you got to give the Cavs a lot of credit in that department, too. I don't think Altavista's just
they cranked it up.
Gone to sleep. Yeah, I know you did. I'm just reiterating what you said. Don't get picky with me here. Poindexter, they get it inbounds. He'll break the timeline in a hurry. Going real quick, and he lost it, and I think they're going to call him for the travel. May have got it just pinned on his hip there for a second.
You know, I remember what you said years ago about my father on the radio calling him fickle. I guess I'm.
You've inherited some of that?
Yeah. I mean, you know, like father, like son.
I meant that as a compliment.
I know you did.
Take it as a compliment.
Not against me, you didn't. Against Mr. Alvis, you did.
53-39. Chatham being a little fickle here in this one because they refuse to go quietly into that good night. Farrell driving, dishes to Jiggets. Jiggets, 3-ball, count it. He's hit 2 of them this quarter. Barry Mayo wants to take another timeout. The lead is down to single digits, just like that, Bob. It was a 21-point lead not so long ago. Colonels leading 53-42. 30-second timeout on 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
That's right. A short drive can save you hundreds, maybe thousands. The absolute best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Have a trade? When you make a deal, Feller Chevrolet will pay it off, no matter how much you owe. Slow credit? Don't worry. Drive away today in your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, if you didn't purchase your vehicle from Feller Chevrolet, you paid too much for it.
Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
53-42, Altavista leads. Some places you go, Bob, people think that's a single-digit lead. Apparently, it's actually an 11-point lead. So there's my one mistake for the year. The year of 2012. I get another one in 2013. Remember that. Keep that in mind. It is an 11-point lead if you're scoring at home. Altavista up 53-42. The point is, Chatham is coming back.
You know, I would make fun of your high school education, but I would be making fun of mine as well, as we both graduated from the same academic institution, which will go unnamed.
Institution being the key word there, because we'll probably end up in another institution before it's all over with. The loony bin.
I like that, though. 2 single-digit numbers.
That's right.
But I'm going to use that.
It's an 11-point lead for Altavista. They're double-teamed in the corner. Thornhill is in big trouble, and he gets bailed out. Taylor just bumps him with the body a little bit. That was getting close to a 10-second call for Altavista. The foul sends Juan Thornhill to the free throw line. 5:32 remaining. Colonels can stretch out the double-digit lead a little bit here.
And, you know,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, while we're having fun and laughing a little bit, Colonel's not really snickering right now. I mean, they really let this thing get back. Chatham has gotten on to if you date it back to the third quarter, a 13-0 run.
Yeah. Well, and that was the point, was it used to be a 21-point lead. It's not anymore. Free throw no good. Thornhill almost got his own rebound. Hubbard got it instead after a tip away by Roderick Taylor, who couldn't pull it in himself. Colonel's going to spread the court. We've seen this before. Maul back, chest pass over to Juan Thornhill. Thornhill, yo-yo dribble, thought about a drive. Now we'll pull it back out. Richard Hubbard has it. Hubbard with the left-hand dribble.
You got to be aggressive when spreading the floor, though. You can't get complacent and lazy with the passes.
Right. The whole intention can't just be to run out the clock. You've still got to take the open basket when it's there. Chatham's defense has been pretty good. Thornhill breaks away, going to the bucket. Wraparound pass to Johnson, and he lost it. Cordarius Farrell picks it up for Chatham, so a nice defensive stand for the Cavaliers. Here they come again on offense. Rod Taylor going to the basket, won't go in. Rebound by Eric Poindexter.
Juan may have been selfish to a fault on that last play. I think that might have been able to get 2 for a layup. He tried to make the extra.
Unselfish.
Right.
Yeah. I knew what you meant.
Give Darius a better look.
Yeah. Altavista spreading it out. Richard Hubbard has it, just holds it on his hip. Now Waller's going to come out and guard him a little bit. Initiates the 5-second count. Actually, he's got a little bit of room. Coach Mike Carlero telling the team to spread it out. The old 4 corners offense. You put a guy in each corner of the half court, and then the guy with the basketball is sort of in the middle, and he's got options. And you send those cutters to the basket every now and then to keep the defense honest. That's what Altavista's doing right now. They have not attempted a shot since we've been talking.
Chatham can't get bored right here. I mean, you know, you get bored, that's when somebody gets backdoor.
Right. And Waller is playing defense on Richard Hubbard, and Hubbard is just using his movement and his footwork and his dribble to break that 5-second count. Waller, really a bit of a mismatch. You can't necessarily fault John Waller here for this. Now Taylor's going to come up for the double team. Timeout from Coach Cordalero as soon as the double team happened. Pretty heady play there from Mike Cordalero.
I thought Jiggets was getting a little nappy, and, you know, it could have been a backdoor right behind him.
We'll take a 30-second timeout as well. Altavista leads 53-42 on 105.5 KD Country.
Installing atrium vinyl replacement windows is like an investment in your home that can begin to pay dividends right away. You can save up to 30% or more on your home's heating and cooling costs. Add to your home's equity and add to its value by upgrading its looks and energy efficiency. Custom crafted atrium vinyl replacement windows. Invest in your home's future with English's.
English's is your complete home center.
Business 29 Altavista.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
Sometimes there's amateurs and sometimes there's professionals. I know what category you and I, Bob.
I was going to say, then we enter the
into.
building.
53-42. Altavista trying to hold on to this lead that has been cut into a little bit by the Chatham Cavaliers.
Only district game of the week.
Yep.
For Altavista. You've got the non-district affair on Friday before the Yuletide holiday next Tuesday. And happy holidays to everybody out there.
Absolutely. I called him Ebenezer Alvis earlier, but that was unjustified. Bob's in the Christmas spirit. Altavista, they don't want to give this one away. They want to maintain this lead. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the ball game. Thornhill double team, gets it over to Poindexter. Poindexter, middle of the court, using the dribble, slicing through the defense, using his body nicely to shield Farrell away. That was really a heady play right there.
Farrell's got 4.
Yeah.
And I think Taylor does as well.
Cardellaro is going to take another timeout. We'll keep it right here since we just went to a break. Go ahead, Bob.
And, I don't know that was an inbound timeout necessarily, but he pointed over to that direction of, hey, we're going to inbound over there.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I'm sure he's probably going to work on setting something up.
Right. Obviously Coach Cardellaro's got a sideline inbounds play that they practice and that they run that you would think they're going to run right here. Now, it will be interesting to see if Altavista tries to run a play to actually score or if they just try and get the ball in and sort of run time off the clock like they have been. They lead by 11, so.
Ton of time left.
Yeah. 3:14 to go. An eternity in basketball, especially the way Chatham has shot the 3 ball here in the second half.
3:14, Pi Day.
Good point.
Coming March.
That's right. I know that. Oh, boy, we're having a good time here. Fourth quarter, Bob, brought to you by Apple Markets, proud supporter of Altavista High School athletics. Ballback will inbound on the sideline there. Far sideline from us. They'll just sling it into Juan Thornhill. Not really contested. Chatham not stretching it out past half court. Now they go for the double team. Poindexter pressured a little bit. Bounce passes to Malback. Malback kicks it out to Hubbard.
You saw when they went for that double team, too. When Altavista puts in the corner right there, Chatham is collapsing.
That's right. Hubbard in a little bit of trouble using the sideline. Hands it off to Demetrius Johnson. Demetrius is double team. Now he's going to the basket. Got his shot blocked, but he got his own rebound. Swings it back out to Hubbard. Hubbard to Thornhill, and now Altavista just resets it and runs more time off the clock. Really frustrating if you're a Chatham defender because the Cavaliers are playing pretty good defense, Bob. They just can't get to that basketball. Poindexter dribble. Now he's lost the ball. Farrell got it, and he walked. Wow, Cordarius Farrell picked up the steal, Bob, but his momentum sort of carried him to the ground. Rolls over, ends up being a travel. Really hard luck there for Farrell.
I don't know if Farrell walked more than he rolled.
Well, right. Either way, he had the basketball, then he went to the ground, and he did roll over, like you said. Again, I think
correct terminology is traveling on the call.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know that there's anything he could do about it. It's just his momentum on the steal. Poindexter got the basketball back. Now he gives it to Hubbard. Hubbard to Thornhill, then to Johnson. Altavista. The ball movement really incredible in these late game situations. 2:17 to play. Colonels lead by 11.
Lady Colonels get the win over Chatham tonight at home, 51-32.
That was a great rivalry last year on the girls' side between the Lady Colonels and the Lady Cavs.
And now the gentlemen from Chatham are getting frustrated with the defensive effort of their own.
Yeah, Poindexter drives to the basket, and he just kicks it back out to Richard Hubbard.
Farrell's got 4. Taylor's got 4. So,
yeah. Farrell imploring his teammates to step up the defensive pressure. I don't know what else you can do. Altivista's just doing a great job of playing keep away, though.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Farrell, a senior?
Believe he is. There's the foul. I think that's on Rod Taylor, so that should be 5. Yeah, Farrell's doing all he can do. That's 5 for Taylor. I was just going to make the point before that happened. Really, the only thing you can do if you're Chatham is foul intentionally at that point.
Well, unintentionally, intentionally.
Right. Commit the old late game foul to stop the clock. We'll call it that. They do just that. Taylor's got 5. He's talking things over.
Doesn't he?
Mr. Jason Page. I think
he was hanging out there for a minute.
Rod Taylor was doing the old political thing there, trying to tell Jason Page, it's a good thing I've only got 4 fouls here. But Page is good-natured. Page is good-natured with a sense of humor, and I know Rod Taylor is as well. Taylor, quarterback for the Chatham Cavaliers.
And that not only makes Jason Page a good referee on this level, but also when Mr. Page travels to college gymnasiums throughout this great land. The communication, that's one thing I say to be a good official. You've got to have that good communication with the guys and the coaches.
Yep. Both free throws go in for Richard Hubbard. adds to his total and makes it a 55-42 game. Here goes Kadarius Farrell down the other end, hands it off to Jones down low. Jones on the low block, converts the layup. Timeout now from Coach Barry Mayo. He gets it down to an 11-point deficit again. We'll take a 30-second timeout as well. Colonel's up 55-44 with a minute and a half to play on 105.5 KD Country.
Hi, I'm Bianca Allison of First National Bank. Did you know there are great home mortgage opportunities available right now? With rates being at an all-time low, FHA and VA financing, our recognized mortgage lenders will deliver the right loan for your needs. Put this together with our other progressive mortgage products, our fast, local service, and we are ready to lend. First National Bank, over 100 years of dependable custom banking. For you and your money, that's important. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You're listening to award-winning coverage of the Altavista Colonels on 105.5 KD Country.
1:34 to play in this one, to be exact. Bob Alvis, 55-44. Colonels look like they're doing a pretty good job of holding on. But the Cavaliers, again, they're not just going to go away in this one.
No, 2 triples, this thing is 5.
Yep.
I mean,
they're certainly capable.
The 3-point shot that was brought into the game back in the mid-'80s is definitely the old equalizer.
That was when you were hitting your stride as a player, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was, in my 10th year.
Right.
High school.
Change the birth certificate so
right.
you could play a little longer.
Right.
Altavista got to go the full length of the court. Full court pressure on the way from Chatham. Let's see if they foul here. Jiggett's playing some really great defense on Malback right now. And there's the foul. Don't know if Jiggett's meant to commit it or not. And now you get some stuff after the fact. And they're going to call a technical foul
Might have
on
been a double.
Somebody. I think it's on... Yeah, I think you're right. I think they called one on number 10 from Chatham. That's Ray Jiggett's. And then they called one on Malback. Malback's sort of wondering what the fuss is about. Well, Malback's going to shoot 2 because of the initial foul anyway.
No.
The technical fouls might wipe each other out.
Yeah, it's the good old offsetting penalties.
Well, he's still got to shoot
right.
the foul from the other foul.
Right,
the
but I'm
technical
saying
fouls happen after the fact. Yeah, the technicals will wipe each other out. Just one more foul each guy's got in their stat column.
We have holding and a block behind the back,
Right, yeah.
Penalties offset, first down.
Malback going to shoot 2, right-handed shooter. First one's up and good. Malback, a very good shooter. We've seen him hit some threes. I think he had 2 in that Gretna game, 1 here tonight. Altavista can do a lot of damage from behind that arc. And they can do a lot of damage from the free throw line, too. They've done that tonight, Bob.
Up a dozen.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't want to say it gets to a free throw shooting contest now, but...
Rebound comes down to the Colonels. That ball got kicked away by somebody. No whistle, but Altavista gets the basketball. Malback throws it over the top of a defender, and he's fouled. This, I think, is on Quadre Witcher.
I don't know if that was a tribute to Messi just re-signing with Barcelona, but, that was a good kick out. Hey, you didn't know I did
man,
that.
a soccer reference from Bob
I read
Alvis.
the bottom line.
Yeah, I bet you do. Malback going to go back to the free throw line again. Shooting 2 because Chatham has committed over 10 personal fouls.
Colonels from the line have not been dynamite here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
2 out of 7.
Been there a lot, though. Here comes the next one. That one's good, so they're 3 out of 8. That makes the lead a baker's dozen. Colonel's up 57-44. Farrell gets it in the corner to Jiggett's. Jiggett's guarded by Malback. Now to Jones. Jones, spin move, tries to pass it out, but it's stolen by one. Thornhill is going to dribble it around himself, gets it to Malback. Malback, bounce pass to one, Thornhill. Thornhill going to drive to the basket, going up for the dunk, and he missed it. He's not happy with himself. Chatham's got the rebound. Here comes Jones.
I don't know if Mike Carlero's happy in the fact that the shot went up.
Yeah.
It didn't need to.
Three-pointer, no good from Chatham. Rebounded by Thornhill. Gets it ahead to Eric Poindexter. Poindexter going to drive to the basket. Man grabbed his jersey, and it's Farrell. That'll be 5 for Farrell. Got to tip your cap to him. He played a great game.
Well, and the other thing, too, is I don't want to harp on the 3 for 8, but in a game like this, it's not as big of a deal.
Yeah.
But in a close game, that free throw shooting in the fourth quarter got to be on lockdown.
Well, and you can bet Coach Carlero knows the numbers. I mean, You're not going to have to remind him of that in your interview before the game Friday against Randolph Henry, although you can if you want to. 57.
I'm on the phone with him. I mean, what's the worst that can happen to
50. I don't know. He probably knows where you live. 57-44.
Demetrius and Michi check out. Chandler Pribble And Chase Short joined Richard Hubbard, Juan Thornhill, and Eric Poindexter.
Altavista's got the lead here. They extend it with the free throw from Eric Poindexter. 58-44 now, Colonel's lead. They play a non-district affair against Randolph-Henry Friday at home.
Statesman.
Yep.
Representing the James River District, which is never an easy district.
Not at all.
And we'll see another James River team next week when Amelia comes in for the holiday.
Both of them good from Poindexter. Three-pointer on the way from Walton. That's no good. Rebounded by Juan Thornhill. Thornhill lost it momentarily, but that's because he was fouled. Now he'll go to the free throw line and shoot a pair. 26.8 remaining in the ball game, Bob. Colonel's putting the finishing touches on this one.
There are Christmas tournaments all over the place. Northside, Franklin County. Actually, I don't know if Franklin County has one anymore, but Northside and other places. I wonder if they've
Register
had
and B tournament.
Yes, I wonder if in this age of political correctness, have they have to change it to holiday festival. Thornhill hits the first. 60-44.
Maybe we can have a Festivus tournament. 60-44 is the score.
I've always said we should have the KD Country tournament. KD Country Invitation.
I think it's a great idea. We'll talk about it maybe in the post-game show. 60-44. Second one was no good from Juan Thornhill. Tried to get his own rebound. Here comes Jiggets launching a three-pointer. Back iron. No good. Juan Thornhill with another rebound. Gosh, he's pulled down a bunch of them tonight. He goes on the other end. Thought about putting up the layup, but he'll just pull it back out. Yep, under 6 seconds. No need to score anymore. No need to shoot. Both teams will just shuffle their way off the court. And the clock strikes 0. Buzzer sounds. 60-44 is our final here from Chatham. Colonels pull out a big win over the Cavaliers. Subway post-game show on the way after this. Don't you go changing on 105.5 KD Country.